unto me those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Israel, hitting them hard like this. When the saints go marching into Armageddon, countless amounts of blood that we shed. 200 million angels, 144,000 children, rolling, stomping, one Lord, bringing swords into slavery. Ain't no if, ands, or no maybes. Either you roll or get rocked, or where the bomb goes. Well, it's the fall of Babylon, so the troops can get to travel on to the land mass that was promised. But first, this place gotta get demolished. 144 getting polished from the swords to abolish all the chaos, mayhem, confusion plus the fury. Judgment without the truth produces profit, produces history, produces this is we taking over the spot. They get shot down like fools from off the block for running up on your block. But not ready to receive the mark of the knowledge, getting dotted up with rockets. Spiritual powers given the prophets, headed up by the Savior. Getting ready to enslave ya. When the saints go marching into Armageddon, countless amounts of blood that we shed. 200 million angels, 144,000 chosen, rolling, stomping, one Lord, bringing swords into slavery. Ain't no if, buts, or no maybes. Either you roll or get rock, or when the bomb goes. Flying chariots, clouds by day and sparks by night. Devastating whole realms in mid-flight, but I seen the skies crack, the world surprised that, denied that. The angels of Christ will fly that, but it's still dressed in white, drenched in blood. Corporate thugs and the dead rise from mud. They rise up, raise up, and it's time to blaze up. All y'all that refuse to change your ways up, ain't giving a word, blind, crippled, or crazy. Men or boys, old women, or babies smashed. Then what's left from the blast of a megaton warhead is hot ash. It'll be a nuclear winter in Y2K. All America stores and all that sacred. Y'all niggas is crazy. Talking that Bible. When the bomb drops, all I take is what I know. When the saints go marching into Armageddon, countless amounts of blood that we shed. 200 million angels, 144,000 chosen, rolling, stomping, one Lord, bringing swords into slavery. Ain't no if, buts, or no maybes. Either you roll or get rocked, or when the bomb goes. When my mind stays undestroyed, these defensive lines act like Greg Lloyd. Lucius claim my brain is on steroids. Can't avoid this lyrical asteroid from busting to a concussion. I beat you down like concussions. And that discussion is no touching it. Anointed, birds double jointed. Got my sword pointed at your dome. My mind's chrome and blast shots like guns called Tommies. With sound waves hitting like tsunami. The word parts where you find me. Shout this word. Superb, rest assured that it's righteous. You can't fight this, you might just get overwhelmed from my spiritual virus. While you sitting on your ass, we out exterminate vipers. Testing me, I got 12 mouths to feed on this noble journey. Defenders of the law, like an attorney. Strange doctrines don't concern me, try to lynch and burn me, oppress me. But you can get less speed, or you can get the blade like Wesley. Let every take wanna be sexy. The hell with that, go on the blaze like James versus and Jesse. Nowadays, the Holy Spirit's having sex like epilepsy. That's not true. Read Isaiah 11 and verse 2. Time for Israel to debut as the rulers like we're supposed to. SOJ is here to put you on the right track and offer Esau's roller coaster. When the saints go marching into Armageddon, countless amounts of blood that we shed. 200 million angels, 144,000 chosen, rolling, stomping, one Lord, bringing swords into slavery. Ain't no if, buts, or no maybes. Either you roll or get rock, roll with the bomb goes. When the saints go marching into Armageddon, countless amounts of blood that we shed. 200 million angels, 144,000 chosen, rolling, stomping, one Lord, bringing swords into slavery. Ain't no if, buts, or no maybes. Either you roll or get rocked, or when the bomb goes. Let the saints rejoice in the Lord. Let them sing loud around their hands. Let the high praises of the Lord be here. And a two-edged sword in your hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen, punishments upon the people, and to bind their kings in chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them on judgment written. This honor has all the saints. Praise you.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. It's your brother IQAhmath. IQAhmath, first name. IQ is all the same. Messengers of the covenant is who we and I represent. You've reached another DSTN. Don't shoot the messenger. We don't do that over here. We don't do that over here. Can't do that, right? Episode number 233, man. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High. Let me get this scroll up off of here, man. No longer are we waiting. We're live. We're live, man. Hopefully everybody's doing well and is solid on this blessed Shabbat. A lot more to talk about, man. I know I say that every week, but you already know what time it is, man. Y'all wouldn't tune in if there wasn't something to talk about every week, man. Times are very interesting, and they get more interesting by the day, man. A lot of madness going on, man. In the nation, outside the nation. I mean, we got a lot of work to do. That's why later on, most I permit, man, I'm gonna do a class called "It's Time to Get Our Minds Right." For those that's following our calendar, we'll be entering into the 7th month, the Feast of Ingathering, blowing the trumpets. 7th month new moon will be this Thursday coming up on the 14th at sundown. It's the timing and the alarming is going to be blown. The trumpet's being blown, sounding the alarm. The trumpet is having numerous meanings and reasonings that the children of Israel were utilizing it. Whether it be for assembling, whether it be for war, whether it be for strategizing and positioning, whether it be for alerting the people of an incoming threat. At this point in time, that's why the Most High said, this 7th month, man, this is the month where everything becomes more complete with the Most High. We blow the trumpet to assemble the people together. What then comes after that, 10 days later, will be the Day of Atonement. The people come to assemble to atone. Okay, this is how we're going to get our spirits right. This is how the Most High is going to give us the reprieve that we're all seeking and needing to repent. You know what I'm saying? To give us that opportunity to get back in alignment with the laws and the commandments of the Most High, to acknowledge our offenses, acknowledge our iniquities, acknowledge our sins, future, past, present. The Most High gives us the opportunity to correct ourselves and move in measurement so that we can be the righteous people that the Most High acknowledge. And then 5 days after that, it's about our tabernacles. Now we know physically and in the spirit, our bodies are the temple of the Most High, but the Most High also has us be humbled and to dwell in tents or in booths, as the scriptures say, to acknowledge and humble ourselves. After we've atoned and repented, we're now being humbled so that later on down the line, 2 months later, we can dedicate ourselves at the Feast of Dedication. You understand? It's all spiritual. It's all how the Most High assembles and aligns the children of Israel to come together. So we know, if you're an avid watcher of DSTM, many of my faithful family is online right now. Y'all know what time it is. And if there isn't a better time for us to start getting our minds right, if you haven't already, and I'm speaking to you as much as I'm speaking to myself, it's that time, man. A lot of Israel's getting afflicted out there. It's just time for Israel, man, to maintain the course of making sure that we're mentally, spiritually, and physically preparing for what's to come. All right. Hopefully everybody's solid on the Shabbat, man. As I mentioned before, man, who's in the house? I got my brother Shar in the house, Shalak in the house, Karatazah in the house, Diz the Wiz, Shalom, my sister, the house of Byron. Shalom to y'all, faithful family. Koaf, my good faithful brother, man, shalom to you. Rosemary, all the way from London, man, shalom to you, my sister. From Egypt to Israel, man, shalom to you. Who else we got in the house? Bayan in the house. Bayan, I got your text, man. I'll get at you. I'll get at you when I get them on. All right. Quab in the house, shalom to you. Monica in the house, shalom, 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 sis. Rosemary the water for reminding everybody. And you doing your thing. Hopefully everybody else has done the same. If you have not, get out. Get out. Walk out the door. About face. Wipe your feet at the door, man, before you come on in here, man. Show some respect, man. Act like you got some manners. All right, come on in here, wipe the feet, hit the like button. Let's get the algorithm kicking, man. More people need to hear and understand and know what's going on. I know plenty of people I mean, there's a billion and one people on YouTube doing their thing or whatever the case may be, but everybody ain't teaching the truth. Everybody ain't doing the same things that we do over here, and other brothers and sisters that are doing the work of the Lord aren't doing it the same way, man. We got to fight against this beast, fight against this system. The best way that you can do it is use the system. 1 Corinthians 7, I forgot the exact verse, but it says to use the world is not to abuse it, man. So we got to use this platform, not to abuse it, but use this thing, man, so that we can get this truth out there. All right. A lot of potent and pertinent information for our people needs to be known. You can do your part. All you gotta do is hit the like button, man. Let the algorithm know, man, you watch it, and the algorithm will then acknowledge and say, "Oh, there's activity going on over there. Oh, let's help promote. Let's help push this. People are engaging in this video." That's all that is. All right. I'm not panhandling for money. I'm not shaking, doing something strange for some change over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get this word out there, man. So do your brother that solid, man. Hit that like button, and we can maintain the algorithms over here. All right. But why? Shalom to you. All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Sister Cynthia, shalom to you. The house of Elkanah. Shalom to y'all, man. All right. Um, and anybody and everybody else that's coming in as time progresses this day or the next or whenever you watch this, shalom to you. All right. But let's get right to it, man. I'm not playing no games today at all. All right. Let's get this thing out the way. I don't know what that's about. But you know, let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. My bad, y'all. But as you can see, man, before I, get this PowerPoint together and start sharing the information today, I mean, Esau is going to the next level of abominations, the next level of him trying to declare himself as the God of the earth, showing his envy and his jealousy of our Father. Our Father. Yeah, the children of Israel, man. Blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics. He's our Father. When we say that prayer, Matthew 6 and 9, that's a declaration from us to our Father, right? And Yahweh said, after this manner, therefore, pray ye. If you don't know what to pray, how to pray, what to say, Yahweh said, well, one thing you do need to know is that our Father prayer. After this manner, therefore, pray ye. Because everything that we need is contained within that prayer. And even outside of that, the Most High said he knows what you have need of before you even ask. But you better still ask in faith, in righteousness, and in truth. All right. So-called white man is out here, man, drumming up in his labs what he's called, quote unquote, entities. Entities. Which bottom line have no soul. He's not using DNA, he's not using cells. This guy is out of control, man. Out of control. So he's got entities now that he's creating, lab grown. Okay. Um, Everybody should be aware of by now the massive earthquake over there in Morocco that happened yesterday. Over 1,000 people, and the bodies are still counting right now. I mean, the Most High is not playing, man. China's over there getting flooded. The Ukrainian, I think, is the prime minister. He's some level of government official. He says nuclear war is basically imminent. It's unavoidable at this point. Uh, we're going to tiptoe through the murky waters of this new variant that's running around here, man, and we're starting to see the changes of the society. We're going back to the quote unquote new normal, as the propaganda keeps coming out about new mandates, new rules, new this, new that, and it ain't nothing new under the sun. He's been doing this, and he's not done. If I had the clip, I'd play it. I can't recall, but Bill Gates said it. When the last one was going on 3 years ago. And so this one, it did a little something, but the next one's going to get everybody's attention. So we're gonna walk through those waters, man, and carefully wipe our feet and tracks, because the bots love to attack anytime I talk about the pandemics that go on here. Okay. Scared. What are they calling them now? I forgot. I'll read it later. But nonetheless, man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. So, even in Israel, where the you know, as they work in movies and acting, you got body doubles, clones, frauds, fakes, the real ones, the GMO Jews. Yeah, they're over there on the midst of civil war, having military coups going on. Uh, there's disputes regarding military enlistings, whether it should be mandatory or not. They've got Netanyahu. Um, he's over there ruling as a dictator in defiance of the current president. I mean, he's got all kind of madness going on over there. All kind of madness going on over there. But guess what? It's all par for the course when we're dealing with this word. All par for the course, man. The heathen over there, man, acting a damn fool. Let's read this, man. We read this one. Uh, Lamentations 4:21. Because as we see in here, civil war is the question. Blood will be shed, warns a former Israeli security chief. According to former Shin Bet director Ami Ayalan, the challenge facing Israel is to channel all of that energy into a resolution. So the heathen are over there causing a stir, causing a ruckus, as the scriptures already pronounced, which we'll look at a couple in a minute, of them basically defiling the land and turning on each other like, wild hyenas. And that's good. Let them go over there and eat each other alive, man. Let them go over there and have civil war. Because all that land is going to be purged out anyway. This is all prophetic in regards to us getting back our land. The heathen have to be exposed. They got to be shown that they're not the rightful owners of that land, man. They're over there leasing it, right? They're squatting, as a brother Aladad says. They're squatters. Those are the ones that find a home, man. Nobody's there. It's abandoned. They go up in there and they bar themselves up in there, living in a free home forever, and then they hide behind paperwork. I don't even know how that works, man. But there's a whole scam that goes on with people that squat in people's homes, and the rightful owners have hell trying to get them people out their houses. I'm sure some of y'all have seen them things. If not, watch it. Watch a few videos about home squatters and them getting rights to people's homes. If you got, like, say, a property out of state or something like that, and you're looking to rent it out, and it's been, nobody's been there for like a month or two. These guys, man, they go in there and file fake paperwork, get the keys. They living in your home. Some of them just flat out break in and live up in there, and then the owners got to go through all kind of laws and all kind of damn paperwork to get them up out of their own house. Police come and everything and be like, "Oh, we can't remove them. They've got this particular statue. It's going to take 60 days for us to get them out of there." All kind of matters, man. But I say that to say, man, there's squatters in our land right now since 1948, and y'all know who they are. And I got to put it like that because they love to troll around and flag and get people's channels taken down because of quote unquote hate speech. You tell the truth is hate, Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. What's that cup? The cup of the wrath and indignation of the Most High. That's Jeremiah 25. Thou shalt be drunken and make thyself naked. So once the so-called white man receives the wrath and the cup of the Most High, they're going to expose themselves. They're going to make themselves naked. They're going to show themselves to be the devils that they are, the deceivers of the earth, the wicked, the abominable, right? You want to know who the abominable snowman is? He's right there. He's just calling himself, Jack and John. He's going to make himself naked, man. He's going to be exposed, right? Now we're seeing the infighting that's going on over there, the civil war that's going on. They're turning on each other because now they're exposing themselves. Civil war is being rumored to be taking place over there, or possibly getting ready to take place over there. Right? Verse 21: the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So our punishment is coming to a close. The Most High said in Isaiah 40 that we're supposed to. Oh, let's get that real quick. You know what? Let me get the long one. For the children of Israel, man, that's why I said, from the beginning, time for us to get our minds right. Because the Most High is giving us a reprieve. We're walking under the umbrella of grace right now. That doesn't mean that we can go out there and sin and do what we want to do. The scriptures tell us that in Romans. Do we therefore sin so that grace may abound? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. But the Most High is giving opportunity for the children of Israel to get right. And unfortunately, man, Israel is squandering their opportunity, man. I was talking with a brother the other day, last weekend, last Sunday, matter of fact. We were just catching up on old times, man. One of my day one brothers from when damn near first came into the truth. I came in first, he came in shortly after me. So we've been in the truth together. Down there 28 years, going on 29, right? And we're just talking about the state of affairs, man, over the years, and seeing how Israel and where Israel is at right now, man. All of the good that Israel is doing within the nation, it's always like we shoot ourselves right in the foot, man. And I remember brother saying, man, we're going to be here for a while, man, if Israel keeps up with the patterns of things that we continue on to carry on, and the things that we hold most dear in regards to importance, whether it's trying to go viral, whether it's trying to get enthralled with what YouTube has to offer, becoming quote unquote pseudo celebrities, or monetizing off of the people, or teaching lies, or constant splits, breaks. Me and the elder was talking about, man, there's so many new camps out there, and it's okay if everybody doesn't see eye to eye. The scriptures say, man, in Isaiah 52:8, we'll see eye to eye when Yahweh Shai comes back. That's okay, but the main thing is go do the work. Go do the work. The apostles wasn't all together; they all split, did their work, but it's cool. Do your work. But when it becomes a matter of envy, jealousy, hate, spite, that's where the problems arose. And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Two of the highlight camps again had another issue last weekend, to my understanding, and now it's just becoming more vengeful, more debt filled. I mean, more hate filled is what it seems as though to me on the outside looking in. What's causing confusion within Israel, man. But we get small little victories, and I'm going on a little tangent, but bear with me. I'm gonna get to the scripture. We get small little victories, man. Many of y'all have seen what used to be the darling golden child of the unconscious community, Poor Light, brother Poor Light. He got sentenced to 7 years for child endangerment and some. Don't quote me on all of his charges, man. Bottom line, the brother got caught up with a 14-year-old girl, the daughter of a woman he was obviously either friends or courting or dealing with. I don't know, but nonetheless, the accusations of rape, molestation, and all of that was the primary focus. They dropped those down to a lesser charge, but um, there was still no question DNA was involved. So the wicked ass Jake, man, he did some foul stuff, but he was the darling of the unconscious community when it came down to coming against Israel. And ironically, it was so funny that I thought about it. There was a video some years ago that he found himself running up on. I'm not gonna say the camp name. Y'all know. There's a particular camp that pushes a doctrine of saying it's okay to rape, and he was trying to back them down in the corner regarding is rape okay. And I don't agree with them brother stance, but nonetheless, the pot calling the kettle black. As much as he was trying to accuse these jakes about rape, and how wrong that is and how wicked it is, he's the one doing it to underage girls, man. He was shooting up Bibles years ago, man, doing all kind of matters, man. But the justice of the Most High done slapped that Negro on his ass and sat him down for a while, right? For 7 years. Completion. But he needs more, but we'll take it out we can get it, man. So we get victories. The Most High still fighting for us, but we got to get it all the way right, man. All the way right. While Esau's out here exposing himself, they're going through their own little civil wars, man. This is the time we're supposed to be getting our stuff together, right? So let's read this Isaiah 41 and 2. Comfort ye, my people, saith the Most High. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. Man, we've paid the price and continue to pay the price for our iniquities and our evils that we committed against the Most High. But the Most High says that now we cry to the people, speak comfortably to Israel, and let them know, man, your iniquity is pardoned. You have opportunity to repent. The Most High is now forgiving. He's now allowing you to get a reprieve of understanding that you were wrong, we were wrong, and now we seek the face of the Most High 10 times more. Right? So now we go back over here to Lamentations. The punishment of the daughter of Edom says, man, that they're going to drink from this cup. Right? Now let's get that real quick in Jeremiah 25. 25 and is this the one? This is one of them, but there's another one. I'll catch it later. But just for a quick little precept now. Jeremiah 25 and reading verse 15. It says, for thus saith the Most High, power of Israel, unto me, take the wine of the cup of the fury of my hand, and cause all nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Dropping down to verse 21, Edom, Moab, and the children of Ammon, they're going to drink of the cup. They're going to definitely drink of this cup of the wrath of the Most High, right? But the Most High is served up a nice little glass. I know it speaks about it in, I think it's Revelation 14, 17. I want to say Ezekiel 36. We'll look at that in a second. But nonetheless, this cup is going to pass unto Edom. They're going to drink it. They're going to make themselves naked, exposed. They're going to turn on each other. You know, once they see what's really going on, right? Verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So this lets you know, too, that the Most High said that our captivity ends with Edom. This is our last captivity. We're not going into captivity under the damn Moabites who think they got neck. No, we ain't going into captivity under no Africans, Arabs, and nobody else. That should let you know also prophetically, man, this is the last captivity. The children of Israel will last be found in the hands of Edom. Well, where are we at? Who was the last ones to have us in captivity? Who's the ones that took us on them wretched, stinking cargo slave ships across the Atlantic? The so-called white man. Who's the one that came over here and conquering with ships under the auspices of the name Spaniards, Portugal, right? British, the Dutch, the so-called white man. They're the ones who came over here conquering North, South, Central America, the Caribbean islands, throughout the four corners of the earth, man. He's gone through colonizing and conquering the west coast of Africa, all throughout the interiors, putting us in bondage, shipping us into different areas throughout the four corners of the earth. This is the last place the children of Israel will be in captivity. Under who? Edom. This is it. And the Most High said, and after that, the declaration that we're not going into captivity no more, our captors, the daughter of Edom, he's going to discover their sins, man. They're going to be exposed. This is why they're going to go through massive pain in hell, man. This is why Isaiah 63, when Yahushua said he's going to be, who's just coming from Basra with dyed garments, as if he came from the wine press. Man, Esau's got it, man. He's got hell to pay. What I do? Ezekiel 30. Someone look at Ezekiel 36. Here we go. All right, so let's look at this. Ezekiel 36. We'll start at one. We'll read down. Also, the Son of Man prophesying to the mountains of Israel and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Notice that. Our enemy have said against us, Aha, the ancient high places are ours in possession. So who is the one who plotted and took the land? Obviously, if they was given the land in 1948 as the Balfour Declaration gave them, that meant that they were not the rightful owners of that land. They said, Aha, the people of the Lord aren't there. We're going to take those high places into our possession now. So here they are plotting on our land. They've gotten it. And the Lord said, Remind you, these people are your enemy. I didn't say it. The Most High did. So why people are so in love with them, I have no idea. Verse 3. Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, the Most High Power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. Go do a little research about the GMO Jews, man, and them funding the slave ship. Do a little research about them changing their names in the South and having slaves. Oh, yeah. You know, that we can be a possession unto the heathen, man. They allow us to be raped, robbed, murdered, killed, slaughtered, lied to. The heathen all take advantage of us. Continuing on, it says, And ye are taken up into the lips of talkers and are an infamy of the people. Imagine that. Who's the talk of the town? Whether it's in entertainment, sports, crime, you know, we're the talk of the town all the time. Culture, clothes, you name it. The children of Israel is always the talk of the town, man. The whole Alabama, boat fiasco was worldwide news. Didn't nobody give a damn about Alabama before that? But as soon as Jake turned up, everybody knows. Everybody talking. I mean, the folding chair memes is crazy. Videos, everything. Anything that we do, man, goes viral. Leave it to the children of Israel and are the infamy of the people. Right? Let's continue. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power. To the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, and the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which have become a prey and a derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Most High. Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So we know Idumea speaking about Edom, the so-called white man. They've appointed the land of the Lord into their possession. They're over there having gay parades. They're over there kicking out the not that they're, some may be Israel, some may be not, but they're over there kicking out the Africans, isolating the brothers and sisters over there in Dimona, trying to kick them up out of there. I mean, racism is heavy. All you gotta do, there's a few videos you can look online. They talk about how racist they are over there, man, how they treat black people over there. Right? With a joy in all their heart, man. Living it up over there. Well, now the tides is turning. Now things are switching up. Right? The elder wants to go to Jeremiah 36:16. Let's read that one. It says, Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them. Oh, so nobody's getting away? No, nobody's sliding through the cracks? I mean, there's no negotiating, there's no pleading, there's no begging, there's no grafting in. Oh, okay. Therefore, all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Beautiful scripture, beautiful scripture. And it says all of them, they're going to go into captivity. I couldn't remember the scripture. I just overlooked the scripture. I knew where it was, and I couldn't find it last weekend. I remember now, Waterbayan. But this is talking about in the latter days, Armageddon, judgment time. Okay, Second Ezra 13, and let's drop down. We're going to read. Uh, I'm gonna just get right to the point. We're right to the point for time's sake. So the nations are going to try to come up against Yahweh and the children of Israel. They're going to be destroyed ultimately. The remnant that remain, let's see what it says. Verse 13. It says, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad and some were sorry, and some of them were bound. Let's go back up here, verse 12. Afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. Speak by Yahweh, right? He's calling and gathering the people together. It's a peaceable multitude, and said, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad. Some of us, most I permit, are going to be glad. We're going to be joyful. You know, this is when you're gathering the sheep from the goats, wheat from the tares. Judgment. Every knee is going to bow and confess, right? Whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound. Some is going into bondage. Some is going into captivity. Some are going into slavery. And others, some of them brought that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. So Ezra's seen it all, man. And the scripture let you know. Some of these heathens, man, they're going in captivity. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And that's in the end time. That's at the time of Armageddon and ultimate judgment from Yahweh Shai. Isaiah 1:7, the classic one, says, Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devoured in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. Yeah. Our land has been completely overthrown by strangers. The GMO folks, man, is over there acting the damn fool, man. They turning on each other. All praise to the Most High. Hopefully they do have a civil war over there, man, so we can get everything situated and understood. Psalms 127:1 says, Except the Most High Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. See, that house ain't been built. That land over there where the heathen is dwelling, the Most High ain't blessing that land. He's not dealing with them. Satan is, according to Revelation 2:9-3-9. Synagogue of Satan is getting built over there, man. They're over there building it in vain, man, because everything's gonna get stripped from them. They're going into bondage and death. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. See, they got no other opportunity. So everything that we see going on, man, from them throwing rocks and bombs and going at it with the Palestinians, to them having their own internal strifes, begging White Zaddy, the great whore, America, to constantly protect them and fund them and give them help. All of that ain't gonna matter. James 3:16 says, For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. So if we're talking about possible civil war going on over there, then evil works is going on over there. This is another internal thing, like I was mentioning earlier, what happens within our own nation. Where envying and strife is, there is confusion. And I'm not taking no side. Listen, I got no dog in the fight. I'm an observer of what I see, hear, and understand. And I don't want no parts of it. Yeah, I got to remain blameless, man. Leave me out of it. But I have to acknowledge and say, man, look, it looks like there's envy and strife going on over there. And what's that lead to Israel? Israel now is all confused. Especially the new brothers and sisters that's coming in, man. Brother been in 6 months, 2 months, a year, 2 years, and he thinking, man, what's wrong with Israel, man? How come we can't get up? You know what? This ain't the truth. I'm out. I thought we was all supposed to love each other. I thought I'm just coming out the church. I was taught to love. You come in here, man, and you realize everything ain't what it seems sometimes. You know, we're a family. We got issues to straighten out. But nonetheless, the children of Israel, man, we are a family. We got to get it together. See, but it says where envy and strife is, there's confusion in every evil work, man. There's got to be evil involved when those things happen, and you got to watch where it's coming from. All right. So it's enough of me ranting about these damn fake Jews, but hopefully everybody understands that this is a symbolization of seeing that they're losing confidence in this infrastructure that they got going on over there, man. Occupying our land. The Most High is going to take them up out of there sooner than later. Look at it. Xi Jinping is done with the established world order. So, long story short, with this, the president of China is basically saying, man, I'm done trying to be peaceful. I'm done trying to play nice. I'm done trying to be diplomatic. I'm done trying to sit back and, roll with what the establishment wants. We know that they're heavily involved with the BRICS economy. They're assembling a whole nother facet of nations to come together to establish an economic structure and power. Then that's going to translate into military. So he's making his declaration, but watch how cold the Most High. Look at it. The world's most powerful leaders gathered in New Delhi for the year's premier diplomatic event, the G20 summit, but China's Xi Jinping deemed it not worth his time. His absence sends a stark signal. China is done with the established world order. Ditching the summit marks a dramatic turn in China's foreign policy. For the past several years, Xi has apparently sought to make China an alternative to the West. Oh, look at this. An alternative to the West. Well, we've read this before. This is how prophetic the Most High is, man. The Most High ain't no joke. Second Ezra 16. And I'm sorry. I don't want 16. I want 15. 15. And let's read verse, let me get right to the point. I'm going to just get right to the point. I got a lot to cover today. Verse 46. It says, and thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. So what is that telling us, man? The Moabites, man, are being partakers of the hope of Babylon. They love and are thriving. Their economy is based upon not only the American dollar, but their imports and exports are heavily based upon what they bring into America. Apple, the biggest manufacturer of cell phones and certain realms of tech, where is their headquarters? China. They're the ones over there drumming everything up, man. You remember back in the day, man, everything was either made in China or made in Taiwan, which technically are the same people, same place. They're partakers of the hope of Babylon, man. They go out there and they promote. They open up their labs. They do everything that Babylon wants them to do. Remember a few weeks ago, I played the video when Bill Gates was talking about they need China to help them with their experience and their labs and everything else when it comes down to disease creation and control and all of that. Remember that? And they want to be the glory of her person, man. They want to be the darling of Esau. Now, notice it said here that China wants to be a alternative to the West. They want to be equal to the West. They want to be a new power structure that is based after what America is doing. So when America is a template, you can only imagine the judgment that they're going to face. But it's just showing you, based upon the scriptures, man, this is the pivotal point where China now is trying to separate themselves. They're trying to be the glory of Babylon. They want the glory that Babylon's got. So they're running out here trying to assemble nations. They've got another, white zaddy with Putin. to help lead the charge and back and co-sign what they're doing. You dig what I'm saying? Now look, verse 47, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Oh, China wants to be an alternative to the West. Didn't we just read that? And has decked thy daughters in whoredom. Oh, they want to be like the great whore. Revelation 17, America. That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High. No, thou hast followed her. Again, the great whore. That's America. That is hated in all her works and inventions. I remember I played a video. No, I covered an article like 2 years ago. The president of Turkey said, man, everybody hates America. But they got to go along to get along. Hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High. Hold on. Okay. Just in case y'all think y'all don't remember, think I'm making it up. All right. Here we go. Everyone hates America and Europe is just a pawn of the U.S. Who's this coming from? NATO member Turkish Interior Minister Suleiman Soylu made a bold statement. All right. Your brother don't be making stuff up. I'll just be saying this. The Most High said it first. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send upon thee widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And that's all because Moab wants to be like the white man. Seeking power, seeking glory, and they're willing to do any and all abominable things to attain to that. All right. So this is showing you that China now is trying to separate themselves, just like the Lord said, and they're trying to be an alternative to the West. They're going to stabilize and build themselves up upon this BRICS group. Let's read a little bit more on this article. It says, in the place of institutions like the G20, Xi has been pushing rivals that he thinks he can dominate or pack with friendly clients. One such forum is the BRICS group of developing countries, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Xi has been lobbying for a rapid expansion of the BRICS membership, and at the group's August summit in Johannesburg, he got what he wanted. 6 additional countries were invited to join, including at least 3, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Iran, with close political and economic ties to China. Through such expansion, the economist Hung Q Tran argued in a recent report, China aims to, quote, turn the BRICS group into a support organization for China's geopolitical agenda and a, quote, venue for anti-U.S. political activism. So understand this. Everything that we're seeing built up is based upon them being in opposition to the U.S., furthering the threat of World War III based upon their issues with Taiwan, which China has said by hook or by crook, man, if Taiwan don't surrender and come back home under the one-child policy by 2027, it's going down. So we'll see. We're almost at 2024. That's in less than probably in 3 years or less. If the Most High even sustains us that long, who knows? Right? So let's continue on. Kim Jong-un to meet with Vladimir Putin in Russia to discuss sending North Korean anti-tank missiles to Ukraine. So now we're seeing more of Moab over here negotiating. Aligning themselves up with Esau. Kim Jong-un to meet with Vladimir Putin in Russia to discuss sending North Korean anti-tank missile to Ukraine, but only if the Russians give them nuclear submarine technology. It's give and take. You see? You give them some anti-tank missiles. Oh, okay, we'll give you some nuke sub technology. So we see the warfare, the rumors, the wars, the lining themselves up with getting weaponry ready. You know, this is all part of, Joel 3, Valley of Jehoshaphat, man, all the nations trying to get their weapons together, because ultimately they're going to try to fight Yahweh Shai, but they're going to go at it with each other too. See, uh, Joel 3, we're going to read 9 and 10. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh." See, they're all getting their weapons, all the weapons of war, everything that they're trying to prepare, they're getting it all ready right now. They're going to use them against each other, and then ultimately they're going to try to use them against Christ and the angels and 144,000. They're going to lose miserably. But we're seeing here negotiations for weapons, uh, to try to, gear themselves up for wars, rumors of wars is all here. U.S. Intel, tell us something that we don't know. I mean, how long have I been saying this? Now, they want to come out and be a little bit more transparent, huh? Well, U.S. intelligence official says the media is misleading Americans about Ukraine's battlefield success. I've shown at least 3 other articles where they're finally admitting that they're out here lying. The official told Hearst, no matter how committed Kyiv is to the war effort, the goals are unattainable. Zelensky will never get his land back, he said. So, with that being understood, is NATO just going to allow that to happen? Are they just going to take that loss? The billions and the unlimited funds that Slow Biden has dedicated to Ukraine, they're just going to let that slide as a wasted effort? I mean, they're over here finding money, claiming accounting errors. Oops! Oh, guess what? We just found $6 billion. That was supposed to go to Ukraine. Let's go and send that over there too. Oops! Hey, we just found $3 billion out of nowhere. Somebody miscalculated. I mean, how do you miscalculate billions of dollars, man? And then say, "Oops! Guess what we found?" That they're just gonna allow all of that to slide, huh? I guess. I guess. I mean, I'm not believing that. Look, 15. And look how the Most High talks about the wicked man. Verse 5. It says, "For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty." So this is what the so-called white man uses. The tongue of the crafty is the mockingbird media, that read off of teleprompters, that have scripted information that they want everybody to follow, that utilize damn near mind control to get people to commit themselves into following along with certain scenarios, man. The more you say something, the more people believe it. I believe Hitler was quoted as saying, man, if you tell a lie long enough, you'll start to believe. Either the people will start to believe it, or you'll start to believe it. I can't recall what the exact quote is. Maybe we'll look and see. Let me see if they got one. Oh, it wasn't Hitler. Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels. See that? This guy was one of the top officers in his little SS army. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. See? And that happens all over the place, man. And that's a true statement. It doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. I think it's H.G. Wells said, man, in the world of universal deceit, telling the truth is a universal. No. In the world of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. To stand up and tell the truth in times right now, man, you are considered a revolutionary. You're considered a person that's seditious. That's what they charge Christ with, sedition. Speaking against the government, speaking against authority, not going along with the program. Now all of a sudden, you're being castrated, and you're being, verbally castrated from speaking the truth and allowing your quote unquote freedom of speech to take place. That don't even exist, man. If you tell a lie, And as long as you keep saying it, that's why, sometimes the people start fading away. You start, hold on, remember this lie, remember this lie, remember this lie. And then people get, yeah, yeah, well, hey, he said it. It must be true. People will believe lies as long as you keep repeating it. And that's why you see the news media, they all keep saying the same thing, same talking points, man. You go on YouTube, you see, I think you type in like Mockingbird Media, and you see compilation videos of multiple media sources saying the same thing over and over again, man. Same time, same script, same words, because they know people will eventually believe it, man. The people, I mean, Esau knows, man. People have a sheep mentality. You go along with what everybody else is doing. I mean, just look at all of the trends. That's why they have those things called trends and trending topics and trending words and whatever. TikTok has made a killing off of trends. Unfortunately, man, there was a 14-year-old boy, Jake, just died following a trend of eating a hot chip. The hot chip challenge. He had a hot chip, man, and got put to death. Why? Because he wanted to follow along with what everybody was doing. Well, guess what? The media utilizes all their tools to help people follow along with what they're doing. So for the first year and some change of this war, everybody, people was running around with Ukrainian flags. They was all, we stand with Ukraine. Oh, Putin's war, Putin's war. Now all of a sudden you start seeing people talking about why we keep sending them money. You know what? That's not our war. That's not our business. We don't want. But early up, everybody was on board. Everybody was on board, man. Everybody, oh man, Ukraine, Putin bad, Putin bad. And then guess what? Once everything starts coming to light and people start waking up out of their slumber, they like, hold on. What? Why are we over there again? Why do we keep sending all this money? I'm broke. Oh, my gas is up. My lights just got turned off. My groceries, I can't afford. And you keep sending them money? Hold on. Why are we fighting again? Now people start waking up. So now it's only a matter of time and they got to come out and say, guess what? Yeah. The U.S. intelligence is saying, you know, the media has been misleading Americans about Ukraine's battlefield success. So now they got to admit failures. But the so-called white man said, no, we're going to continue using the tongue of the crafty. We're going to use all the media platforms from Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, ABC, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox. We're going to use them all. We're not stopping. We can get a little bit more crafty. We've got AI at our disposal. We got ChatGPT at our disposal. We've got deep fakes. We've got voiceover technology. I mean, we got it all. We're not stopping. Too deep in the game. Look at verse 6. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Now, you see how we're saying all of the evidences that's coming out? How about for the pandemic? Hasn't the tide turned on that, man? Now everybody's like, man, I ain't getting that in me. I don't want that in my arm. No, I'm not doing that. Mask, what? Oh, why? Because now the truth starts coming out. Many of us took hits upside the head, man. Our channel got hammered and ultimately taken off for speaking about that and other things. But eventually, it all comes to light. Most I said, man, Esau's own mouth's going to condemn me. They're going to end up telling the truth. They're going to end up contradicting themselves. They're going to be exposed. It's just a matter of time. But we can't keep falling for the lies. Let's drop down and read the last couple verses. Verse 34 and 35. It says, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate. See, the white man is a complete hypocrite now. The nations be hypocrites. America is the biggest one. On the money, in God we trust. No, you don't. You believe you are God. You go to the courthouse, you say, do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Hand on the Bible. Don't believe in any of the judgments of the Lord. Don't believe any of the things that are written within the word of the Lord, but hold it up as a prop. And then go back and throw it out and judge by their own penal codes, man. They, having people conducting same-sex marriages, utilizing it, holding a Bible, but not even reading about it. The Lord said, man, the congregation of the hypocrites are going to be desolate. And fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity. Their bellies prepare to deceit. That man, that's the media. That's the white man. That's his tools of deception all day long. And he's got everything that I mentioned before that, man, to go against those of us who are speaking the truth. It's an army of hypocrisy, lies, evil, abominations that's all bubbling in their bellies, man, preparing deceit against us. So look, white man's coming out saying everything ain't going as good as we thought. So that either means, man, they're gonna step it up, man, and things are gonna escalate into greater forms of war, or who knows? All we do know is that they can't keep lying forever. Oops. Look at this. Nuclear war is inevitable. Conclusion of the Ukrainian invasion, warns Russian general who wrote the nation's quote war Bible. Now he's saying nuclear war is inevitable. Inevitable. I'm gonna just cover a couple of scriptures even on that, man. And that's coming from the Ukrainians. No, that's Russian general. My bad. Nuclear war is inevitable. The conclusion of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a Russian general who wrote the nation's war Bible, has warned. The chilling forecast came from retired Major General Alexander Vladimirov, who penned Russia's 3-volume book called The General Theory of War. For the transition to the use of weapons of mass destruction, only one thing is needed: a political decision by the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, Vladimir Putin. The veteran commander warned in an interview with journalist Vladislav Shurgin. So it said the only thing that they're waiting on is a word that comes from the commander-in-chief, which is Putin. And last week, didn't he just deploy the Satan 2 missile for combat? So how much closer are we talking? How much closer are we talking? Let's look at Psalm 7. 9. Let's start at 9. It says, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous, the Most High triumph the hearts and the reins. My defenses of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. He judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready." See, the white man and the rest of the nations, man, they're not turning from their ways. They're going further and further, plunging into the quagmire of evil and wickedness, man, a cesspool of abominations, man, and wickedness. They're bathing in it, man. This guy's over here creating entities out of nothing in labs, man, making some kind of humanoid, fake. It's beyond cloning. I mean, he's out here pushing all kind of poisons on our people, man, pushing abominable foods, pushing everything of all manners of wickedness, man, confusion, bots and agents within our nation. I mean, all kind of stuff. He ain't turning. That's why the Most High said, okay, well, he's bent his bow and made it ready. That's why when a white man comes out and this Russian general says, look, nuclear war is inevitable, of course, because the Most High has already bent his bow and made it ready, man. Judgment is going to happen. Remember, in Ezekiel 38 said he's going to put hooks in the jaws of the Russians, man. He's pulling them into war. They're not going to have a choice. Verse 13, he hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. So the instruments of death, famine, flood, drought, disease, pestilence, missiles, bombs, war. These are all instruments of death that the Most High used. Teeth of wild beasts, ordain the arrows against the persecutors, man. So when the white man comes out and he says, man, nuclear war is inevitable, best believe it. Best believe it. I'm gonna just get a couple of scriptures on this one, but y'all know. I mean, we've covered the nuke topic and bombs and fervent heat, for a while. And this is how the Most High deals. Deuteronomy 4:24 says, "For Yahweh thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous God," man. So when the Most High brings his wrath, man, it's coming with hot heat, consuming, a consuming fire. Consumer fire. You know, I need to cover. I mentioned it. Let's go there. 2 Peter 3, verse 9. It says, "The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward." I mean, you know, the Most High sits back and he watches our people, man, in the world struggling to understand what they're supposed to be doing, man. Some of them just completely rebelling, staying in their wickedness, man, want to stay in their slumbers. The Most High still long suffering. He's like, okay, I see how you want to move. You don't want to get right. You don't want to repent. Oh, okay, no problem. I'm gonna get you. That's how people still parade around and prance around, man, committing themselves to all kind of manners of wickedness, thinking they're getting away. No. Then the Most High looks at us, you know, internally within our nation. Those of us that's awake, you know, we trying to get together, man. We building, we're teaching, we're going on, we're being examples to the fly, we're doing everything. And then, you know, we're battling over this, battling over that. Most I said, man, I'm long suffering. They're gonna get it right eventually. But it's gonna take long suffering from the Lord. But he's not gonna be slack concerning his promise. As some man count slackness. You know, some people, oh man, you know, I think in Hosea it says the people it might be Hosea, I can't remember. But the scriptures talk about, man, the people say, "Oh, the vision faileth, man. Y'all been talking about, you know, this is coming. Yeah, the end's coming for a long time." I think it's in Hosea. Uh, is it Hosea? Let me see. Quoting and now I'm getting thrown off. Maybe it wasn't Hosea. Maybe it's Ezekiel. But anyway, you know, I don't want to get thrown off. But there's a scripture that speak about that. People, you know, questioning the prophecies and the judgments, man, and the prophets talking about the judgments of the Lord. And they be telling, "Oh man, that ain't gonna happen." I can't remember the scripture, man. If any of y'all remember, man, Rashab, if you remember, throw it in the chat. But I can't recall that one. But if it comes to me, I'll jump right to it. But it says, "The Lord is not slack concerning his promises. Some may count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, and not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance." So that's the ultimate goal, man. The Lord wants us to repent. He wants us to come back. He wants us to get right. Right? It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." That's the consuming fire of the Lord. "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" So it said, man, if we know and understand what's going to be happening, what's coming down the pipeline, fervent heat, thermonuclear heat, let alone the heat and destruction and the fire that's coming from the chariots and the Most High, man. The Most High said, man, where should our minds be? What should we be talking about and how to get right? Right? Verse 12, "Look for and hasting unto the coming day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and elements shall melt with fervent heat." I mean, it's going to be a passionate, fervent heat, man, that's coming to this place. Coming to this place, man. And now you hear the white man talking about it's inevitable. It's inevitable. They wasn't talking like this, man, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, in the Cold War, in the 50s, and the 60s. They wasn't talking about it like that. They say, man, it's unavoidable at this point. You know, let's continue. Now, I'm gonna play this next clip, man, but I'm not going to play the volume because I don't want any copyright strikes or whatever, even though I'm going to play it under fair use. Fair use. Playing this under fair use, YouTube. All right. This is for criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching and scholarship, and education and research. So the following clip I'm playing is for those purposes. I'm utilizing under fair use, but I won't play the volume because I don't want them to say, "I don't care. We're still getting you." All right. All right. The elder got the precept in Ezekiel 12. There you go. The wide-eye. Ezekiel 12, 21 down to 23. It says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? See, this is always the question. People, man, y'all been saying it's the last days for who knows how long, man. We've been hearing about that. My grandmama at her church, they were saying it was the last days, and that's why I don't go, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I was in the truth back in 2000 when they said, man, the end of 2000, that was going to be it. I've been in the truth since 1991, 1990, and 2000 was supposed to be the end. That didn't happen, and I left. All of that stuff, right? But the Lord said he's not slack concerning his promises. Some man count slackness. Verse 23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Most High, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. The Most High said, man, things are going to be happening at such a rapid pace, man, that you're not going to be able to use that as an excuse anymore as to why you're not repenting, as to why you don't believe, as to why you want to stay in the church, you want to stay in the club, you want to go stay at the strip, you want to stay stripping, whatever the hell our people is up to. Most High said, man, when all hell breaks loose, man, that's going to cease. That ain't going to be an excuse no more. Right? But saying to them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. So it says, man, the effects of all the visions that we're seeing is going to be taking place. This is why everything is happening at breakneck speed, man. There's always something going on, always something happening. We always got to keep our head on the swivel and be aware and moving in the spirit. All right. So, on the fair use, man, I'm going to go and play this clip, man. And, Lord willing, they don't act a damn fool. But I just want to visually show y'all this, man. If y'all remember, this is from Terminator 2. But just visually see what we're talking about. All right. I mean, can you imagine? I'm only going to play that one little piece. But can you imagine? I mean, that's what's coming down the pipeline. That's what the so-called white men are saying is inevitable. That's the judgment of the Most High. That's how the Most High is going to establish judgment amongst the nations. That's the next phase that we're getting ready to go into. That type of fervent heat, man. Elements melting, man. You see the flesh coming off of off the people, man. Buildings just disintegrating right in front of you. Right. So I just want to show that little clip, man, just to visually see. The scriptures say, man, the Jews require a sign. And we read those things, man, fervent heat, what's that mean, man? Like a stove, a barbecue grill? No. That's what we're talking about. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Let me see. Zephaniah 3. See, let's read Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I arise to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. That's how the Most High is coming. That's how the Most High is coming, man. And not to just do all fear, but We do need to fear the Most High, but at the same time, if we don't fear the Most High, you ain't got a chance in hell. So I'm just let me balance it out, give everybody a little bit of hope and inspiration too. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." If we're doing what the Most High requires, which is to fear Him, keep the commandments, the Most High said we'll be preserved. Some of us ain't even gonna see death. The scriptures even tell us, Second Ezra, some of us ain't gonna see death. Although we know, I mean, all hell is gonna be breaking loose and coming heavy in this place. But some of us, man, Lord willing, we receive the shielding and protection and are held in the hand of the Most High. We'll get up out of here. Second Ezra 6:25 says, "Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world." See, it's not going to be the end of the world, but it's going to be the end of the world as we know it. Because the earth was made for our sakes, man. We're going to get back and be the righteous inheritors of this earth, but it's got to be purged. It's going to be the world that we know is going to be destroyed. And the men that are received shall see it. We got to be received of the Most High, the elect, right? You're going to see it. Now, who have not tasted death from their birth. So some men are going to be still alive to witness and see all of this. Some are going to pass. Some will be martyrs. Some are going to be destroyed. Some are going to die of illnesses, death. Who knows? But there's going to be some that said that hasn't tasted death from their birth, and they're going to see it. And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. So the Most High guarantees, man, everybody, even though all of this is coming down the pipeline, but He gave us a formula. The Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth, Bible. He told us what we got to do and what we need to do to survive. Faithfully believe. Psalm 138:7 says, "For though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies, and thy right hand shall save me." That's what we all praying for. That's what we all serve the Most High for. Because there ain't nothing you can do, man, to avoid what's going to happen on this earth. The destruction, the mayhem, the chaos that's going to be going on, man. We have to be in the right hand of the Most High to be saved. So continue marching. That's why I always leave with my salute to my brothers and sisters, man, to fear the Most High and continue keeping the commandments, because that's the only way that we can find and escape out of the incoming doom and hell that's going to be happening. Look, the people in Morocco know. Look, powerful quake in Morocco kills more than 1,000 people and damages historic buildings at Marrakech. So Morocco got hit. We know about the earthquakes that's going to be happening. I mean, it seems like Isaiah 29 can be read damn near every week. Every week, I can just go right here, and we're going to have something to talk about. "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." Can you imagine, man? That earth? I mean, not the fire in Maui was a month ago. That's how fast time is moving. It seems like it was just like a couple weeks ago. It was a month ago. I'm just reflecting on that, like, wow, a month ago. That's how fast time is flying. To me, it seemed like it was just like a couple weeks ago. Now we got earthquakes, great noises, man, going on. So Morocco, 1,000 people killed. Can you imagine? In one overnight, 1,000 people gone, and that's minor compared to what the Most High says. Most High says in I think it's in Revelation 6. Man, he said a third of the people gonna get put to death. So you're talking about billions of people getting put to death from great earthquakes, famine, all kind of madness going on. 6.8 hit the North African country, the biggest to hit them in 120 years. So anytime we're seeing century marks and the biggest sense, and Historic built. You already know what time it is. 6.8 earthquake, 1,000 people dead and counting. Morocco. Hurricane Lee. We just had Hurricane Hillary. There was some other one they had hit up there in the Detroit area. Now we're down in Florida. The one that hit in Florida, I forgot what they called that one. Now Lee is on the move. Category 5. I believe that's the worst you can get. And they don't know exactly where it's going to hit. So it's hard for them to even tell anybody, get ready, prepare, it's coming this way. It could be the last minute, but they are saying it's going to hit the East Coast. But they're still trying to track it. They don't even know. It's way too soon to know what level of impact it's going to have. 180-mile-per-hour winds. Now it's just like people are just waiting to get hit, waiting to be destroyed. That's a hell of a feeling, man. To know that impending destruction is coming your way, you don't know how bad it's going to be, but you know something's about to get rocked. That's heading towards the East Coast right now. Look what's going on in China, man. Look at the watch pot. Lord. And they say, oh, it's global warming happening, huh? I mean, here you got from fires, earthquakes, floods. Look at China.
Hong Kong was hit with record-breaking rainfall Thursday and into Friday, its heaviest in over a century of records. Parts of the Asian financial hub became a chaotic deluge, with some areas recording nearly 8 inches of rain. Streets turned into rushing streams, leaving some to wade waist-deep in murky water. Metro stations became swamps. The city's rail operator MTR partially shut one line, while others were operating with delays. Business districts in the densely packed city of over 7 million remained flooded on Friday morning. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange remained shut for the day, while schools and offices were closed. The downpour also triggered landslides in some areas of the city. The torrential rain was brought by Typhoon Haikui, which made landfall in the Chinese province of Fujian on Tuesday. Although it had weakened, a huge amount of water was still dumped on areas still soaked by another super typhoon last week. The city's leader, John Lee, said in a statement he was very concerned about the severe flooding in most parts of the territory. He instructed all departments to respond with, quote, all-out efforts. The neighboring Chinese city of Shenzhen was also hit by floods caused by heavy rain. State TV showed residents evacuated from waist-high waters. State media said tens of thousands of people were evacuated from cities of Meizhou and Jieyang, and authorities warned people to expect heavy rain for the next 3 days.
Look, I hear some of y'all. I hear y'all in the spirit. I hear y'all in the spirit. No, y'all want to go here. All right. There you go. Moab is my wash pot. Yeah, I know. I heard some of y'all in the spirit saying, Moab is my wash pot. Look at that. Yeah, well, we just got to read in 2 Ezra 15 that the Most High said that wretch, they're going to receive the same plagues that Babylon is getting. So now you see why Moab is getting hit up like that. Moab is my wash pot, man. Over Edom, when I cast out my shoe, Most High is done with Edom. You know, when you get cast, when the shoe gets cast out, that's showing a form of judgment. If you remember the rebellious son in the law, I think it's in Deuteronomy 20. I forgot the exact place where the law is, but there's when the parents bring forth a rebellious son, or not even that one, the one where the duty to a husband's wife. If the brother refused to raise up seed for his brother, said she bring him to the elders, man. The elders, she would spit on him, and they would throw their shoes at him. You know, that shows a shame, a form of shame and judgment. That one was rebellious to the law of the Most High, right? I'm in the spirit, Rosemary. I heard you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what time it is. That's a good scripture right there. Woe be unto thee, O Moab, the people of Chemash perish, for thy sons are taken captives and thy daughters captive. You know, Moab has got a harsh judgment coming to them too, man. They think they're getting away. They think they're gonna be next. Hell no. They getting hit too, man. Them and all they rat eating friends and all of that. They ain't going down. Right? So Moab getting hit too. Let's move on.
Hong Kong was hit.
Now, let's look at the meat of the matter, man. Look at this. Scientists grow a whole model of human embryo without sperm or an egg. This is Esau, man, being the mad scientist that he is. This is him wanting to be like the Most High, you know. This is him wanting to be a creator. But at the same time, this is more even definitive of seeing, well, who is this mother harlot, man? Who is the one who's out here doing all of this foolishness? Revelation 17, and I'm going to get you right to the point, okay? Verse 4 and verse 5. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. You know what? I can't even do it like that. Can't even do it. I got to read one down. And there came one of the seven angels, which had seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore, which sitteth upon many waters. So there's an entity known as the great whore, and the sitting upon many waters. This great whore we know is America. Seven vials of the judgments of the Most High, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So this great whore has control over all the kings of the earth. All the kings of the earth come to her to get drunk. They all want to intermingle with this harlot, which is America, man. This is the great melting pot. This is where all nations come to blend in, want to be a part of the American dream. They want to pledge their allegiances. They get their exports, their imports shipped in and taken out from America. The world is based around the dollar. Everything that is, that George Washington white face on there runs the world. They run the World Council of Churches, the World Economic Forum. I mean, not the World Economic Forum, but they run everything. The Federal Reserve, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Man, the white man runs it all. But the central hub of command is America. This is where every nation comes to get their problems resolved. America is the world police. You dig what I'm saying? So all the kings that come in committed fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. So where's the wilderness? We're in the wilderness right now. The Most High is acknowledging, he's saying, look, we're in the spirit of the wilderness right now. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, this beast is the system that the great horse sits upon. This is the one that it controls. This is the one that acknowledges all manners of diplomatic and international governmental policy. Now, it said that the beast is going to have 7 heads. All of these are the structural foundations of the so-called white man's power. 7 heads are the 7 kingdoms that he's ruled, from Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, and coming from Great Britain is America. The scriptures will later on in this same chapter let you know that there's an 8th horn that comes out of, which is of the 7th. The 7th is Great Britain. The 8th horn that comes out is America. Birthed from the Revolutionary War and all of that, right? And the 10 horns are the EEC or the EU, European Economic Community, or the European nations, all right? It started off with 10. It's expanded at this point, but the 10 were Belgium, France, Denmark, West Germany, the United Kingdom, Italy, Greece, Luxembourg, Ireland. There's others that had Portugal and Spain involved. Even that has been changing. Okay, but nonetheless, this is the power structure of the beast, right? Notice, remember when I just pulled out that article that said that the Prime Minister of Turkey said everybody hates America and Europe is a puppet. Basically, that's what the EU is based upon. That's the 10 horns, okay, that we're talking about. Oops, my bad. Let me get back over here. Ezekiel, Revelation. Verse 4 says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. So this harlot, man, she's out here parading herself around, making herself attractive to everybody, anybody want to look her way, utilizing royal colors and attractive colors of purple and scarlet. And that scarlet colored beast is red because it represents the so-called white man. Under the auspices of Rome and the so-called white man, he's the scarlet colored beast, the red beast. All right. Same one in Revelation 12, Genesis 25. This is where we're seeing a description of who this beast is. It's coming red, full of names of blasphemy. These red heads, there's 7 of them, and they got 10 horns. And the same woman that's riding on this beast, that's controlling this beast system, she's decked out. Leave it to her, everything, she's got it all. Gold, precious stones, pearls, and she's got a golden cup in her hand full of abominations, filthiness, and her fornication. So everything that she conjures up, she whips up in that cup is nothing but abominations, filthiness, and her fornication. And she tells all the kings of the earth open wide and starts pouring in shots. I don't know what that song is or whatever, but they got some song, I think it's Lil Jon, one of them, they be talking about shots. That's what the great whore does, man. That's what America does. Tells all the nations, man, open up, man. We taking shots tonight. And it's nothing but abominations, filthiness, and fornication. So when we're hearing about these damn heathens, man, coming up, the so-called white man coming up, creating entities, as he calls it. We're going to read that in a second. No sperm, no egg. What are these things? Clearly soulless beings that he's creating, because what? He wants to be a creator. He wants to be like the Most High. But the Most High is the only creator. Damn the so-called white man and his wicked ass. Look, Isaiah 40:28 says, hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting power, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, he's the only one, man. The vanity of the so-called white man, the devilish mind that he's got, man, he's so envious of our Father. The creator of the ends of the earth fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. The white man goes on. He got the what's that movie? Prometheus. He's on the search trying to find the creator. He wants to know the secrets of creation. He wants to be like him. I'm gonna search it out. And he ended up getting it. If y'all ain't seen the movie, go watch the movie. But many of y'all know what I'm talking about with Prometheus. He found something he wasn't looking for and got towed up. There's no searching the understanding of the Most High. But he's constantly on the mission, man. Oh, I want to go to Mars. Oh, I want to create satellites. I want to see what everybody's doing. I want my eyes to be 10 times brighter than the sun. I want to be able to hear what everybody's doing. Spy technology. I got AI bots that can, basically do all the work for me. I'm resting from my work now. Oh, didn't the Most High do that after 6 days? He rested. At the 7th day, he rested. All of his creation was done. Oh, well, let AI do everything now. I'm done. I mean, he does it all. Romans 1, verse 25. It says, we're 24 and 25. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie. So these same individuals, man, changed the truth of the Most High into a lie. They giving our people, man, religion, false doctrine, false iconographies, movies, media, everything. Changing the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. See, the so-called white man is going to celebrate this as a strive in the science community. Oh, great. Look at the progress that we're making. And this is nothing but an abomination. Nothing but abomination. I see my angle is cutting off the article, man. So let me switch up let me switch it up. Let's do it this way. Yeah, that Prometheus is good, right? That's the one. So look at this. Scientists grow a whole model of a human embryo without sperm or egg. How can they even classify it as human? Notice what they say. Scientists have grown an entity. An entity. What is an entity? Something that exists as a particular and discrete unit, the fact of existence or a being. The existence of something considered apart from its properties. Unbelievable, man. Something that is separate and distinct existence and objective or conceptual reality. Unbelievable. This is what this damn devil's up to, man. Scientists have grown an entity that closely resembles an early human embryo without using sperm, eggs, or a womb. The Weizmann Institute team say their quote embryo model made using stem cells look like a textbook example of a 14-day-old embryo. It even released hormones that turned a pregnancy test positive in the lab. So if we're wondering if he's out here, if we're wondering if he's out here cloning humans, we just seen a couple weeks ago that he was able to clone a quote unquote cell. We're not cloning humans, but we're able to clone the cells that can create a human and DNA and all this other stuff. I mean, this is what he's telling us now. You know, he's already 10, 15, 20 years ahead of the game. He's already got it done. Now he just wants to sprinkle in just to see the reaction of the people. Are people going to react wildly and reject it and protest it? Or are they just going to be like, oh, or I didn't see that on TikTok. I didn't even catch that. Or I didn't see it on my Twitter feed. Because that's where they get all their news from. They're too busy worrying about whatever happened at the latest concert. Too worried about what the housewives of Atlanta and basketball wives are doing. Or they're too worried about Love and Hip Hop. I mean, are these shows still on? Who knows? More than likely, because Jake loved drama. This man is out here drumming up. What is this, man? Entities getting grown in these labs. And they said that they can release hormones that can make it a positive test in a lab, a pregnancy test. So they can reduplicate. The ambition for embryo models is to provide an ethical way of understanding the earliest moments of our lives. The first weeks after sperm fertilizes an egg is a period of dramatic change from a collection of the indistinct cells to something that is eventually becomes recognizable on a baby scan. The crucial time is a major source of miscarriage and birth defects, but poorly understood. It's a black box, and that's not a cliche. Our knowledge is very limited. So, in other words, what are they saying? We're opening Pandora's box. Professor Jacob Hanna from the Weizmann Institute of Science tells me it's a black box, man. No sperm, no egg, entities being created in the lab, man. Soulless creatures being created. Yeah, that's right, Alkana. Splice. That's why I'm saying he was drumming that. How old is that movie? He's already thinking about all that years ago. This is when he probably already had that understood, maybe years before that. Then they go and make, we talking about truth being stranger than fiction, and reality is whatever the other cliche is regarding uh, things being fantasy or being real. In other words, he'll put it out there as if it's fantasy. Oh, this is a movie. No. This damn devil been drumming this up for years. He already got it done. Now he puts it out on a movie, so it makes it seem like, oh, it's all just make believe. Oh, it's just fantasy, man. It's just science fiction. Calm down. When was that movie out? Splice. 2009. And I think that was the remake. Was that the remake or was that the original? No, everything's saying 2009. Yeah, I think that's where I got the thumbnail from. 2009. So here we are 14 years later. He's coming clean. Yeah, we've been doing this. And this is really based upon uh, 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 what do they call it? Chimeras, human animal, you know, humanoids, man. He's been doing that ever since that movie, the Island of Dr. Moreau, and that was in the 70s. So you already know. You already know. See, I'm getting thrown up. Look at it. Scientists just grew a solid human organ in a pig for the first time. The first human organ created inside an animal opens the door to manufacturing. I mean, look at this. Human chimeras. Is a human with a subset of cells with a distinct genotype than other cells, that is, having genetic chimerism. In contrast, an individual with each cell contains genetic material from a human and an animal. It's called a human-animal hybrid. I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about? We're gonna sit back and say, "Oh, you crazy? Yeah, they don't happen." It's all over the damn internet. Talk about it. They've been had this stuff going on. Back, like I said, the Island of Dr. Moreau was talking about this back in the 70s. They remade it again, I think, in late 90s, early 2000s. They remade it. Splice come out 2009. I mean, now you got this guy talking about he's in the lab, bubbling up, making human cells in the lab. Now he's coming out saying, "Well, I've even made it without sperm or with an egg." I mean, how far does the damn rabbit hole go? This is why he's the damn devil. This is why the great horror man, the mastermind of all abominations and evil works, stems from out of here, man. And they publicize and they let all the nations partake in this foolishness, man. This is where we at, y'all. This is where we at. All right. Now I'm gonna zoom through some of these because you know how they play. Just look at the headlines. Look at the headlines. Flu and the that thing. The autumn programs is already being brought forward. Remember the last week I played the video. Slow Biden said he's already put forth a proposal for 1 billion to get the new medicine made, and he said this one really works. Remember that? I guess he's admitting that the other one didn't. You tell me. These are getting rolled out as of Monday. The ones in the U.S., I think they said they'll be ready on the 15th. And remember, Slow Biden said, and we're recommending everyone get it. Everyone get it. He said, even if you got the other one, get it. All right. So precautionary measures to take and protect those most vulnerable from the illnesses during the winter. So of course, the elderly, the young, we need you to get rolled up. Here it comes. This is in England, right? Oh, guess what? Oh, let's say a prayer for Jill Biden. She tested positive. Everybody ready to pray for your enemies? As the Christians will tell you to do in Matthew 5:44. That don't even mean that. Good Lord. First Lady Jill Biden, man. Oh, yeah. Let's say a prayer, man. Everybody face the east. Come on, let's send them up for her. Send it up to Satan. Too bad. This is just as ignited. Oh, it's so serious. Even the first lady's got it. But didn't Slow Biden get it too? That was making everybody panic. Oh, it's in the White House too. Slow Biden took 3 tests. Oh, he's negative. Then he went to some conference and left early. And people was looking like, what's up? Where you go? Oh, he didn't want to get nobody. He didn't want to expose anybody. Meanwhile, he was up there talking and smiling in everybody's face with no mask on. So what are we talking about, man? She got it. All right. Biden administration will encourage Americans to get the new vaccine. Corinne Jean Pierre, the woman with the bee nest, the hive nest on her head, the sodomite Haitian woman who recently got divorced from her, broke up with her white woman. I mean, come on, man. So the administration is encouraging everybody to get it. You know how that goes. They're quote unquote encouraging everybody. Here we go. Oh, but look at this. This isn't IQAhmath saying this. This isn't IQ quoting. This is from the CDC YouTube. The risk assessment summary for this new sublineage, the new variant. What's the risk assessment? Who's at risk? Who's the most at risk according to the CDC? Based on what the CDC knows now, existing tests used to detect and medications used to treat the DVOG 91 appears to be effective with this variant. Oh, that's good to know. All praises, man. The new medicines, they should be effective. Okay, and that's what white man tells us. BA.2.86 may be more capable of causing infection. Let me read that again. It may be more capable of causing infection in people who have previously had DVOG 91 or who've received pokes in their arm. Hello? Am I reading that right? Because I could have sworn I looked on the fact checkers on Google and they all said this was a lie. Hold on. Hold on. You see this? The CDC didn't say people that got poked are more at risk. Hold on. Is that what I says? Am I reading that right? The CDC didn't say the V people are more at risk of a new C variant than the See, they throw this in here, and this is what you call a white lie, because who said this was the comparison? Those who got it and those who didn't. No, it just said you are more at risk if you got it. If you got this thing right here, if you got this done to you, it said you're at more at risk. The obvious comparison would be if you didn't, but you don't got to say that. But they'll say that that's false. Look at it. That's the AP news says, and then guess who double backs and uses a belly of deceit? CDC says vaccinated Americans have a higher risk of infection than unvaccinated. Snopes. They're going to say that's false too, I'm sure. Look, they use the same type of pictures. Oh, here it go. Oh, that's false. Now look at this. The CDC's risk assessment summary, just what we just got to reading, stated that the new variant may be more capable of infecting V people than previous variants infected those who were. What are we talking about here? They're running rampant saying, "Oh no, that didn't say that." I mean, am I tripping? It just said this new BA Baracus for the 18 fans, the BA Baracus may be more capable of causing infection in people who previously had gotten sick, or if you got poked in your arm. I mean, what world are they? I mean, is this a Twilight Zone or what, man? I mean, is reading comprehension that low at this point? Well, they can just tell you, yeah, it said it, but that didn't say that. Yeah, that was there, but it didn't mean that. I know it said you may be more, but it didn't mean more. It meant equal to, what? Okay. Let me get out of here before they act the fool. WHO sounds a major alarm over concerning this new tidal wave that's coming this winter. It's death soar. Oh, get ready, y'all. Don't these headlines sound familiar from like 3 years ago? Fauci's masking message amid rising cases has doctors sounding off, but they're saying it will not reduce the spread. Look at this maniac. He's double masked. He's doubled. I hope that if we get to the point that the volume of cases this is a quote from him. I hope that if we get to the point that the volume of cases is such an organization like the CDC recommends, CDC does not mandate anything. Now he's saying, I hope they don't mandate anything. Meanwhile, this is after he's retired. Why are they still going to him for advice? Who took his place? Why they not going to the current person that took his place as the head of infectious disease and all the other stuff? Didn't he leave? Wasn't he supposed to be out the picture back since December of 2022? Hello? No, you got to dig up the old demon, man, and let him bring him out. And then he plays the same role that he did from the beginning. He said, I hope everybody just listens to the CDC and hopefully they don't mandate anything. Oh, now he wants to be the good guy. Recommends that people wear masks. I would hope that people abide by that recommendation and take into account the risk to themselves and their families, the doctor told CNN. So he's got to be the mouthpiece to still speak on it, even though he's supposed to be retired, even though he's been discredited, he's been shown as a liar on multiple occasions. Case in point, here he goes from the beginning. Fair use, using us under fair use for teaching, commentary, scholarship, etc.
People should not be walking around with masks. You're sure of it because people are.
Did you hear that? Can y'all hear that? Put a 7 in the chat if y'all can hear it, because it sounds like it's a little low. Give me a 7 in the chat if y'all can hear it. Let me play it one more time. All right.
People should not be walking around with masks. You're sure of it because people are listening really closely to this. Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course. But when you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them and people who are ill. Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
So y'all remember hearing that from the beginning, right? Now what's he doing? He going about saying the same type of stuff. Same thing. Oh, I hope whatever they recommend, hopefully they do it. Don't mandate anything. Oh, now. See the pattern? When this thing, people should not be wearing masks. Quoting Dr. Fauci. Oh, it make people think they're doing something, but they're really not. It might get a little, but it really it's in vain. From the mouth of the devil himself, man. Forked tongue speaking loud and clear for who's listening. All right. Schools across America saying bring back the cover-ups, man. Bring back the cover-ups in classrooms amid rising infections and called the dark days of the pandemic. Oh, the dark days is back. Schools now are demanding all across the country. Alabama high school, where else was it? Kentucky, Maryland, all over the place. Kids now being told, we're going back, car in reverse. You didn't like it then, you ain't gonna like it now. What's that mean for all the small businesses, man? They caught hell, that needed bailouts, and there's no money, there's no stimulus coming this time. There's no stimulus. Imagine that. The new booster shots are going to be approved in 2 days. But only 17% of Americans got the last one. So they got to get people to catch up. Hey, Slow Biden said this one's really going to work this time. Have no fear. Fork-tongued devil is here. He's got it figured out. This one really going to work. Trust him. Right? What's the Most High tell us about trust? Trusting our enemies. Put the scripture in the chat. I'm not even going there. Y'all know it. Y'all are very smart, astute. Put it in the chat. What scripture Most High said? Don't trust your enemies, man. And Slow Biden says, it's going to really work this time. Right? Oh, look at this. A few. Oh, it was just another. Oh, a scarian. That's what they was calling it. A scarian. I'm about to use that. Now the CDC says that the jabs do work. Look at this. Slow Biden says, oh, this one really works. What did the other ones do then? Now they're coming out saying that they really work. Don't worry. So what is that? More propaganda for you to go out and get it. Nah, get it to the point out of that. Where else are we? I know that's the chapter. What's the verse? Help us out. So it's just another scary, and they letting you know, don't worry about it, man. As long as you get the pokes in your arms, you'll be fine. So this is more propaganda to promote and get everybody going. The Slow Biden had already spent the money. They said in 2 days the pokes is going to be ready. London, England said they're rolling theirs out on the 11th. I think America's doing theirs on the 15th. From Egypt to Israel, Khan. There you go. All praises. Just another scarian, huh? But don't worry. As long as you go ahead on and get poked up, everything's fine. All the outbreaks are hitting workplaces, schools across California. Summer illnesses worsen. California's getting hit, right? So we see where we're heading with that, man. Let's be clear. Let's be focused. The devil's at work, man. He's coming down the pipeline, man. He's coming with the same game plan, and he's looking to really shut everything down. We'll see if he accomplishes his goal. You know, there's a lot of people that's woke now, and they like, we ain't having it. We ain't getting hit upside the head again. You got us last time, not this time. So there's some resistance going on. So, you know, just know that when there's a little resistance, he's going to pacify. He's going to do something to put everybody back to sleep. Election year is coming up. He's going to get everybody, you know, hit everybody with the woo-wop. And before you know it, you're going to forget about it. You're going to get scared. People going to run right back and go do what they need to do to maintain and then stay in the good graces of a boss. You know, we're going to see. So is he going to adjust? Is he going to mash on full steam ahead? But we see what he's trying to do. Speaking of technology and labs, look at this. Woman who took home DNA tests discovers her real father is not an anonymous donor, but in fact, a removals man from Essex whose sperm was used by a Harley Street doctor without permission to impregnate her mother. Yeah, you reading that just like I am. Confused. DNA home kits. This is in England, right? Long story short, man, this woman went to try. This is how you know, man, some of these DNA companies, man, is phony as hell. And many of the creators even say that it's not guaranteed science, that some of the information is just kind of lumped into certain categories and is not completely accurate. So the DNA test, man, is bogus. That's why the Most High told us, man, not to give heed to endless genealogies and fables. You do as much research as you can regarding your background. And, we trying to verify we Israel. You can do as much as you can. But Romans 8:16 lets us know at the end of the day, man, your spirit's going to bear witness that you're the child of the Most High or not. So look at it. One of the anonymous interviewees, who is identified under the false name of Madeline, had always believed her father was a young medical student who had willingly donated his sperm before it was used to impregnate her mother at a clinic run by Dr. Reynold Boyd, who died at 90 in 1991. Having come to suspect that Dr. Boyd himself might be her father, she took a DNA test, but found after uploading the results to Ancestry's website that the fertility expert was not related to her. Instead, her real father turned out to be a man identified as Peter, who had never been a sperm donor but had produced samples at another clinic in East London run by Dr. Boyd when trying to conceive with his wife. So do you see what's going on? These guys are sitting up here taking DNA samples from other labs and utilizing it for DNA tests to give people back false results. You don't even know if your DNA is really the DNA that you're matching up with. Because this particular clinic, who's used Ancestry.com and 23andMe, are utilizing fake sperm, man, to give results. And people that are going and doing it in vitro fertilization and all that other stuff, man, you don't even know if they're using the correct DNA. As this woman found out, she thought she got information that her father was a donor from she thought her father was, just long story short, she thought her father was one person, took DNA test, found out that ain't even her father. All her life she thinking this guy that donated the sperm was his father. Wasn't it? And her conception came from some cat who had his DNA unauthorizedly, however you say it. DNA was used without his authorization. His sperm was used without his authorization, man. And got a whole nother woman pregnant. I mean, this is the folly and the madness that goes on in Esau's laboratories. And slow down on trusting them damn DNA genetic companies and 23andMe and Ancestry.com. These two companies in particular are being investigated right now because of the situation. So there you have it. Here he goes trying to be a god. And I remember talking about this years ago. Dishwashers spying on you, all the AI technology, smart TVs, talking about how they listening in. And this how cold it is. I'm not even gonna go there. Look, it's unbelievable how the smart tech works, man. I remember having a conversation with a brother on the phone, man. We talking about prepping stuff and some other things, man. Next thing you know, on my phone, I'm getting ads about storable foods and all kind of madness. And I'm like, God dang, these bastards is listening in like a mud. The other day, I'm on my computer, and my rib was watching the Flintstones. I guess flashing back. I don't know. Next thing you know, it's an ad with the damn Flintstones on my computer. No bullish, man. This whole thing is locked in this centralized system, man. They listening in on everything. AI is listening. They're doing suggestive programming, predictive programming, I should say. Doorbell, smartphone. I mean, they've got their uses. We see a lot of crimes getting stopped. We see a lot of things happening with the Ring cameras. But that's how the white man works, man. He always makes it seem like, oh, it's for your own good. But meanwhile, I need in on everything. The Ring cameras got good, but know that back door is wide open, man. That damn demon is sliding up in there doing what he wants to do. Doorbells, smart speakers, TVs. You can be watching TV, smart TV, man, and this damn thing, you watching a Netflix movie with your rib on the couch, man, and next thing you know, a damn Trojan condom commercial comes on. How do they know that what? This is what they're doing, man. Just believe what I'm telling you. Doorbells, smart speakers, TVs, washing machines are spying on you. This is all part of the beast system. It's all part of the white man wanting to be like a god, man. He wants his eyes 10 times brighter than the sun, man. Beholding the works of man, as it says in, I think it's Sirach 25. You understand what I'm saying? It might not be 25. I don't like misquoting. Let me make sure. I'm misquoting. 23. 23. See, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. How does a white man counter that and profess himself to be God? Gives us all this technology, man, is spying on us, listening in, watching, paying attention, recording every damn thing, man. Straight up. Look at it. Research reveals how household appliances are capturing and sharing private data with firms such as Google, Amazon, Facebook, and TikTok. Everything that everybody loves, needs, and wants. Everybody's on Google. Everything they want to ask Siri, hey Google, tell me this, tell me that. TikTok, Facebook, Amazon, they're all locked in. And you say, well, not Instagram. Facebook is Instagram. They're all together. Look at this. SVIZ smart cameras and doorbells shares data with TikTok's Pango, Huawei, Google, and Meta. LG smart washing machines, Bose smart speakers, Google Nest. I mean, you name it, man. The devil's at work, right? Look at this damn abomination. I'm about to throw up. Hold on. I'm almost heaved. Oklahoma elementary school. No, why always the elementary school? Why always the kids? Why always the little ones, man? You know why. This guy's got a damn pedophile nature to him, man. Loves the kid. All right, look at it. Oklahoma elementary school faces a huge backlash after hiring a drag queen, Chantel Mandalay, as the principal. This damn abomination beast to the right of your screen. They hired this thing to be the principal. That's the person who runs the school, controls everything, right? Top of the food chain. Oklahoma elementary school, Chantel Mandalay. Good Lord. With State Superintendent Ryan Walters slamming a move as a liberal insanity. Yeah, tell me something else we don't know. Walters criticized the hiring decision by Western Heights School District, calling it outrageous and expressing the concern of parents. The drag queen in question, listen to this, has a controversial past with child pornography charges nearly 20 years ago that were later dropped. Look, you can cop out, you can cop pleas, man, to get charges dropped. It all depends on, doesn't mean he wasn't guilty. Doesn't mean that he ain't got some skeletons in the closet. Doesn't mean that he's not a weirdo and a defiled abomination. I mean, look at him. You trying to tell me that everything's all right there? You trying to tell me, man, that everything's good with this guy? Give me a break, man. So now they letting the damn drag queens in. I told you 10, 12 years ago, the trannies and the drag queen, they was coming. And they was going to try to run every damn thing. Now they in there hiring them to be principals of schools. Unbelievable. Look what's going on in New York. Mayor Eric Adams says New York City's migrant apocalypse will destroy the Big Apple, as he warns that 10,000 illegal asylum seekers arriving each month from the border will flood into each of the 5 boroughs. So now New York is getting overran for what they're calling migrants, right? And of course, they love it. All they painting the picture, everything is, blacks and Hispanics, man. The Haitians they come from Mexico, Central America, South America. But there's like, I read another report, man. They said, man, they're coming in from, I think it was the border of Canada and the U.S. It was like 6,800 migrants that came from like 78 different countries. That's just part of the damn plot, man, that they, get out there and frame it. Oh, it's all Hispanics coming over here trying to ruin and destroy everything. That's what Trump was trying to promote. Let me see. There you go. U.S.-Canada border has seen a staggering 6,100 migrants from 76 countries apprehended this year, more than the last 10 years combined. So they're coming from all over the place, man. But, the white man, that's why we talk about the false media, be running around here talking crazy, right? Oh, it's all the damn Mexicans. They coming over here. No. But remember, even in Egypt, the scriptures tell us, man, in Exodus 1, remember the northern kingdom was already here. That represented Joseph. It was already in Egypt. But it said the more they afflicted them, the more that they grew. Nothing new under the sun. So yeah, Israel, we coming. We're going to take this damn place over. All we need is some of these jakes to wake up. They're coming all the way here, man, the 4 corners. All right. That's why we always say, man, that major concentration of the 12 tribes is here in the Americas. And they're all coming all over here. This is where the truth is going to start blossoming, spreading out throughout the rest of the 4 corners of the earth. Look at this. So they're telling you, man, they coming from 76 different countries. That's just from Canada. They busted up in Canada coming down. But now this Negro, man, he out there begging for help. Oh, there she go. Biden's press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, reveals she is split. Oh, how tragic. Little wicked ass broad, man. She need to get her act together, man. She's just so annoying to me. I don't know why I even included this. But anyway, man, she split from her partner, Suzanne Malveaux, in Vogue interview about being a single mom and co-parent to their adopted daughter. Look at her little white woman, man. So she's having trouble at home too. And we're good for her, man. Get out of here. Slow Biden. He's behind Trump by 1 point and trailing Nikki Haley by 6. Another shocking poll for Joe, 80, shows 2/3 of Democrats want another option, and 73% of Americans are seriously concerned about his mental competence. So Trump, everything he's going through, and they dragging him through the mud and dragging him all over the place. He's still leading the damn polls. And they talking about, man, Slow Biden, he's not going to make it to 2024, even though he's talking about he's going to run. No. His own damn people, 2/3 of his own party saying that we don't want you, Joe. Go sit down somewhere, man. Here's a hint. Central Bank buying gold hot in July. Turkey flipped to back buying, adding 11 tons of gold to its reserves. Not just Turkey, China, Russia, multiple countries. I think Saudi Arabia, Iran. All of the countries are switching to precious metals, man, to back themselves up, as we're seeing multiple bank failures, issues with the economy, new economies trying to get resurrected with the BRICS economy. If any of y'all witnessed or seen the confidence in the electronic systems that's going on right now is failing, as what's the name of Cash App went down yesterday, had people freaking out. Zelle went down. Wells Fargo had issues. Bank of America's having issues. Every time, all these banks now having all these technical issues. So how much confidence are we going to have in digitized currencies? Who knows? But I see these other countries are saying, let me get my hands on something I can touch and feel that's been around since the biblical times. Everybody ain't got it. Gold ain't cheap, I'll tell you that much. Silver is a little bit better of an option. But if I'm seeing that other nations doing this, saying this is hardback currency, maybe you might want to do a little research into that. I'm just saying, don't count on me to pay your bills in the balance your checkbook. But I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. Look, here's an example. Chase outages in the last 24 hours. Chase Bank just went down the other day. 71% had problems logging in onto the website to access their accounts, to pay their bills, and all the other stuff. 19% had issues with transferring money. 10% experienced issues at the ATM. This is just an outage report. And this was, I think, Thursday into Friday, 24 hours. So did anybody get them notices from Cash App talking about, oops, sorry, we're back on, everything's okay now, we fixed the bug? I didn't even know what happened. I got a dang text and a notification for them saying we're back up. I was like, oh, wow, who knew? But we're seeing failures within the banking system and all of this stuff. 40,000 eviction notices gone out in LA this year, many to upscale apartments. So a lot of people, man, that was living high on the hog during the pandemic, under the rent moratoriums, hanging out, doing their thing. Oh, they getting booted. A lot of these Edomites, man, that was out there living above their means, they getting booted. 40,000 people right now are out or about to be out of home. So you get the eviction notices. I think the notice usually say you got to be out within 3 days, but people know they can sit on and squat on there for at least a month or two before the sheriffs just come in and knock on your door and throw everything out. But 40,000 people, we're already dealing with a homeless population that's unreal with the 10 cities going on in LA. Now you got 40,000 about to come join the fray with an eviction on their record, and they're looking to get another place. How fast do you think they're going to get approved? Dealing with owners of apartment buildings and duplexes and triplexes and homes who just got through dealing with 2 or 3 years of people giving them the middle finger saying, I ain't paying my rent because of the pandemic. So you think they're going to be faster to, approve somebody's application to move into a new place? I don't think so. 40,000 people are going to leave the state while and California's got their exit tax. Talking about they can tax us for up to 10 years if you leave the state. If you if you have a particular dollar threshold on your taxes. Get penalized for trying to run. Unbelievable. Mama, I'm in the spirit right now. We rolling. 40,000, man, gonna be out there on the streets, man. Mama, move over. I need my room back. You know how that goes. 40,000 people, man, about to hit these streets. Across LA, more than 40,000 eviction notices, the vast majority of which were 3-day notices to pay or move out, have been sent to tenants since late January. They were issued at buildings across the city for amounts ranging from $0 to $561,700. The 10 buildings sent the most notices to their tenants, more than 150 each, were upscale apartments in downtown Hollywood and Woodland Hills. So the upscale apartments, and if you read further in this article, they said a lot of people on there was content creators and YouTube people and all that other stuff. That was living high off of their little internet money that done dried up, or people that was moving in after the pandemic. They got their stimulus money, had a little change in their pockets, moved in. Now all of a sudden they can't pay, ain't been paying. Now they out of here. So expect more attention and more hell out here in these streets, man. More frustration. U.S. households on the brink with excess savings likely to be depleted by the month end, San Francisco Fed says. So the head of the Federal Reserve in San Francisco, they've been monitoring everybody's accounts since the pandemic. Look at it. Savings built up by American households during the pandemic are all but gone. You know, all the stimulus money, the crypto money people was investing and coming up on. People been out there spending. People been, you know, getting more into credit card debt and everything else. So they've been watching. White man knows. He said, "Man, I gave you the money, but I want it all back." I said that like a year or two ago. They gave out all that money. I said, "Man, why he coming back for that money?" And here they go saying it. All the pandemic savings is all but gone. San Francisco Fed says its data suggests U.S. household savings fell from a record 2.1 trillion in 2021 to about 190 billion by June. It may indicate a wider squeeze for Americans who must contend with the highest interest rates in 22 years. So they're not going to be satisfied, man, until everybody is dead broke. No savings, your investments opportunities, all that's about to get shut down. Going buying new homes at the highest interest rates that they got right now ain't looking too good. It's not a good time to invest in a home or a new car. And you know, don't wait for the next credit card offer to come in the mail, because that interest rate that you got to pay back is gonna be crazy. But I know everybody got to do what they got to do to survive. Just know that it's a trap. They trying to get us all, and they monitor and they watching how our money's getting depleted, and the plan is working. And here comes a new plague with new lockdowns, new everything that they're trying to introduce that damn near had everybody jacked up for the last 3 years. And if it wasn't for stimulus and all that other stuff, we'd be out here. As we hear now, there ain't no plan for no stimulus. But they haven't put everybody in that position yet. But don't be surprised. I'm just thinking in the spirit. If things do go down and they do need to introduce a stimulus, it's going to come through the Fed now payment system, the new CBDC. If you want your money, you want to survive because you can't go to work, you can't do this, that, and the third, who knows? You're going to have to comply with the Fed now system, which is going to introduce you to a world ID and everything else goes down the pipeline. That's a possibility. Let's wrap it up. White man wants everybody on psychedelics and on drugs. Psychedelics decriminalized bill approved by California Assembly. As if people already ain't losing their mind, walking around here looking crazy as hell. Now, the gateway, I said it before, here comes the weed. The first thing, opens that door up. Now they saying psychedelics. They want decriminalized. And it got approved. So now you can be off of shrooms and who knows whatever else out here. So you think the MFers is out here running, looking crazy and acting a fool now like they done lost their minds. Now you can legally be on psychedelics, ayahuasca and mushrooms and who knows whatever else. They're going to say PCP and getting wet. Oh, that's a psychedelic now. Do what you want to do. Because the more drugged up and the more out of your mind you are, the more advantage that they can take of us. So they know what they're doing. Neo-Nazis was out demonstrating last weekend. Many of y'all seen them down there in Florida, man, with the red shirts on and the black hats and the shades on. They was standing over freeway overpasses with their swastikas out, man. They wasn't, they wasn't trying to take that L, man, from Alabama. So white folks is coming out, man, demonstrating, acknowledging that they still out here and they still want smoke. They don't really want smoke, but they out here acknowledging that they want smoke. So know that the race wars, man, civil unrest, all of that is still on the table. And that's all part of what Yahweh told us. Nation rising against nation, that's nationality against nationality. And they're still setting the table, right? 61% of Americans think Joe was involved in Hunter Biden business deals. So everybody's starting to see the light now. Oh, slow Biden, yeah, you definitely had something going on. You hands wasn't as clean as you saying. As he's been denying it. But at this point, man, it's too late. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Impeach him now? I mean, he's almost done. Now they switching up on his crackhead son. Federal prosecutors plan to indict Hunter Biden by the end of the month. Bombshell court filing says the president's son likely faces gun charges that could land him in prison for up to 10 years. Well, Most High permit, he gets hit upside the head with the max. More than likely he's not, but they're gonna indict him anyway. But Lord willing, if they hit him, they go drag his daddy in there too, and the rest of the damn crime family. But there you have it, man. So what the Republicans, man, they've been on the march. They've been trying to get at slow Biden and his son. They've been trying to get him. That's why he wanted that damn November primary last year to go his way, because he knew they was gonna come for him. And they trying to make good on their word. They on him. So Lord willing, man, send up your prayers, man. That Hunter Biden goes to jail for 10 years, man. Slow Biden gets dragged down with him. Pray for the end of the destruction of America, man, and all the folly that they up to, man, because this guy's out of damn control, man. Out of control. You just when you think he's done it all, just when you think he's maxed out on his wickedness, man, he goes even further, man. Creating human, some sort of entities in the damn lab with no sperm, no egg. What are these damn abominations that's gonna be creeping up out of these labs, man? You dig what I'm saying? I mean, it's all kind of folly going on out there, man. World War III, nuclear war, they saying it's imminent, unavoidable, let alone famine, plague, pestilence, man. Earthquakes still rocking and rolling. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. But it's also letting us know how much closer we are, man, that children of Israel are to being gathered and the state of mind and repentance that our people is moving towards. All right, so we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath, man. I'll be back online. Yeah, subsequently. The Borgias, the Bidens, the killer bees. There you go. They damn sure are right on point. Right on point, man. But you know how it go, man. So Lord willing, man, tune in for closing Sabbath class, man. 4 o'clock Pacific time, man. I'll be back to close out the Sabbath with another lesson, regarding us keeping our minds right, man. Just having some scriptural reminders, man, of what we need to be doing as a people, man. Where we need to be mentally, spiritually in our quest for repentance and to get up out this hellhole known as America, man. So other than that, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Shalom to all of y'all, man. Shabbat shalom, man. Always remember, man, fear the Most High. Keep the commandments. But lastly, don't shoot your messenger. Shalom.